Hi y'all, I'm back again with another speed paint, and I apologize if you hear the fan. It's hot as crap outside, so like I just need some air circulation in my room. If that makes the audio feel awful, then I'm sorry, I apologize, but my comfort comes first. Anyway, I'm back again with another speed paint. This time around, it was a commission from my friend Misaki. She asked me to draw a portrait of her Pokesona Leafeon, and that's what you see here. Thank you again so much for helping me raise money for my dad's medical bills. Misaki, you're a real one out here. If you haven't been here a while, you will know that I have a certain process on how I approach drawings, whether they be a commission or personal work. But for those that do not know, here's how I approach every single drawing. Initially, in the video you saw a sketch in blue. I normally like to do my preliminary sketches in Firealpaca, which is another drawing program for the Mac. I just enjoy using the program to do my planning for drawings before I switch over to Clip Studio Paint to do the line art and coloring. Just because it's just a little like low pressure and I can just get the idea really down really quickly, and the snap settings for like the templates and everything is just goes great with my workflow. It was hard trying to like do the line art in bed, y'all, but I think I cracked the code. I know how to draw and paint in bed, but at the same time it really limits how much I can move my wrist. Because normally I do the line art with like my entire arm, so from like the shoulder, the clavicle, all the way down to my fingertips. So it's difficult to do that when you're laying down, but I can still get a good like range of motion. It's just not as free moving as I normally would if I was sitting at my desk, for example. At first I wanted to start with Misaki's ahoge, which is like the little cowlick that you see on her like in the middle of her head, but I gave up after a few tries and decided to move to the desk just for that part. Once I got the cowlick or ahoge figured out, I decided to line art the cat face mask that she wears on her left, our right if we are looking at the picture. And after doing the cat mask, I did the details on the rim of the glasses and connected the bridge before moving on to line out her hair. Her reference had the right kind of information for me to improvise and build upon the design. Now, I will admit I am not very good at curly hair, or at least drawing it, given her Pokesona has curly hair. So I try to make it flowy and wavy because that's the closest that I can do right now with my current skill level. So that's a mental note for myself. I gotta practice drawing curly hair. Sometimes I needed to turn off the sketch layer to really see how the liner was coming out and make sure that it was as clean as I could possibly do on the first try. Now, the way Clip Studio records the time lapse, it won't show that I was flipping the canvas to make sure that it looked good on both ways. That's also where I try to flip my canvas and make sure I was getting the right angle to the shoulder right on the picture as well. But it turns out the sketch I had Misaki with has such a wide shoulder span. I had to change that when I started to do the line art of the clothes and the neck area for this bust portrait for her. Like, it just looked weird for some reason, and I just had to like change that proportion really quickly. But it's okay. I think we're gonna make it work. Misaki specifically asked me to make her Pokesona as anthro as possible. But to be honest, I'm not too familiar with the style, but I think it looks really good for my current skill level. Since Leafeon is this kind of a dog Pokemon look-alike, I thought it would be cute to add some more definition to her snout. Granted, her reference does have this little tuft of hair in the bridge of the snout. I thought it would be nice to add a little bit of definition to that. I think her expression looks nice and happy, as if she was meeting you someplace for a get-together or something, which I thought was really nice. I also really enjoy drawing her eye shape too. It's really nice and inviting and big. especially with that wing eyeliner that she has going on. It's just really, really good. It was fun overall. After getting all of the liner done and cleaned off, I went ahead and placed down a separate layer for my grain tone to start swatching and placing down my base colors to start rendering. And this is still a technique I do in digital work simply because it's easier for me to judge the colors that I'm using for the piece. Luckily, my friend's character reference sheet had all the colors that she used for the design listed, so I could just swatch them and paste them onto the canvas. And it was a relatively easy process to block off the areas that correspond with each color or area for rendering layer. This is normally how I break down my subject matter into a more tangible and manageable chunks, just so I can slowly chip away at it and not feel like it's such a big overwhelming project that I have to complete within a certain amount of time. I usually try to set small quantifiable goals to make some process when I have to make myself work on artwork, because let's be real here, unless I don't put in the work and time and effort, then these digital files and art in general are not gonna paint themselves. Like God, I wish that was the case, but that's not what's happening here. Right after I put down my base layers, you'll see that I'm starting to get more painterly with my style. I usually try to get the light source down just so I know where my shadows and my highlights will be, and then I slowly start to work in the same way that I laid down the colors. So for example, if I did the hair base first, then I'll go to rendering and adding more details to that layer of hair before I move on to other spots. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but in the video there was this little green worm situation on her ears. I was just trying to make sure that I could block off that part, and same thing with the hair, because the hair is flowing in certain different ways, and I wanted to make sure that I was just working on that chunk of hair before I continue adding more details to other parts of the hair, just so I don't have to re-raise or redo parts of her hair. I just think it's a good way to mask certain parts, just so it cuts out work for me in the long run. But overall, it was a very quick commission. I think it also helps that Misaki is a very close friend of mine, and also we're both artists, so we kind of know what to look for when commissioning or making artwork. So it was just one of those situations where she was very direct and knew to the point what was wrong and how to word it in a way that we can fix it quicker. So it's a godsend to have a commissioner who knows what they want, how they want it, and they're not mean to you about it. Because it was just a very quick conversation of hey, here's an update. Oh, hey, I noticed this is a little off. I would like for this to look this certain way. So it was just really quick. Overall, I really want to thank Misaki and give her a shout out. I'll probably link her stuff in the doobly-doo. If you guys want to follow her, I think she might be coming back with more artwork. I'm not too sure. I haven't checked up on her on that front. But regardless, she really helped out with gathering the funds for my dad's medical bills. And it was just fun. It was a fun process. Now, before I leave, I do want to note that I'm trying to catch up on Patreon work and getting through projects and trying to figure out how to regain balance in my life, given now that my dad is no longer in danger from COVID-19. So it's great. I'm just trying to refine my balance in life and work as well, just so I can get everything done. But as you can see here, it's getting close to just the final details on the ears and on the mask and everything else. So that was the process for this one. If you guys are interested in commissioning me, the commission quote I can give you for free. That's not even an issue. You can message me or DM me. I will link all of my social medias down below, and I will try to get working on the next one for you guys soon. I have a lot of catching up to do, and hopefully I can make a longer video sometime soon, just so I can fully catch up with people as to how the past year has been going. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful time, wonderful night wherever you guys are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye y'all. じゃあね